Hey everyone, welcome to the Vita Cast, episode 106. This is your host, Tyler Oltoff. With me, as usual, it is Kyle Wakeling. What's up, Kyle?
Not too much, Tyler. Been busy. It's kind of nice to cool down a bit, I guess. Though I don't suppose it's going to last, because I suppose I'll be doing cleanup over Christmas.
Exciting!
So, yeah, definitely.
Well, it's good to hear from you. We were supposed to record the other day and probably last week. I mean, we kind of missed. We've been lazy, maybe. Things haven't been working out with the holidays.
It's just a lot going on in the holidays, and it hasn't worked out, but we wanted to get another one out at least before Christmas, so here we are.
Yeah, here we are indeed. So, I guess we need to catch up, Kyle. So, what have you been playing?
Well, me. Starting with me. Okay. So, I've been playing quite a bit. Just kind of poking at some backlog-ish things on Vita, and also starting Trails of Cold Steel, which we just got recently. So yeah, played quite a bit of that. I think I'm near the end of the first chapter. I played a little bit earlier, but it was mostly going through like story bits and stuff, so I'm not sure exactly how close I am, but I'm getting there. I've been playing in chapter 1 for quite a while. And apparently I'm having a rougher time than Tyler, because I got lost on like this stupid little side quest thing for like 40 minutes, and apparently he went right to the thing that you had to get, so I'm just a loser and don't know how to play this game. But yeah, I'm enjoying it, and it's, well, one of the things I've played. Other than that, I've also been playing some J-Stars Victory Versus. Just kind of getting into that game. I haven't really had too much time with it, but started that story mode, and I think I chose... Who did I choose? Damn it, I don't even remember who I chose. See how much I was paying attention. But I was excited because I got to use Gone from Hunter x Hunter, so that was pretty cool. So yeah, I played some of that. Also played some more Bastion, just kind of screwing around and stuff. That game is really, really tight on Vita. I'm really enjoying it. And it's weird, but I keep going back to it, even though I beat it already a couple times, so that's definitely a mark of a good game. Also, I played some Super Beat Sonic. It's another one of those addiction games, and I can't step away from it for too long. And I gotta get my at least weekly dose of Collaboration, because that song is badass. But yeah, so I played some more of that, hopefully working towards some of the trophies on that, because I know there are ridiculous amounts of stuff played and shit like that. And also I played some Tetris. I really need to play more of that. I do not have like barely any trophies, and I feel like I've been playing forever, so I need to buckle down somehow. And I also played a little Resident Evil, but like I started to do a run for the knife trophy again, and then I got pissed off halfway through and just like shot my way through the level, and then I was like, fuck this, and quit. So shit happens. I don't know. Yeah.
It does.
Oh, and I played some golf. Some Hot Shots golf. Because, of course I did.
Of course.
So yeah, all over the place. I was hoping to play Had a Full Boyfriend Holiday Star, but the code I got is like PS4 only or something. I don't know. Balls. What about you, Tyler? What have you been playing?
Well, I've been playing a little bit of stuff. Some of the small things I played was Nuclear Throne. I am loving that game. That game is so much fun. I wish it was multiplayer. I believe the console versions and the PC versions are multiplayer, and the Vita version, of course, is not. But God, that game is so much fun. It's so addicting to, like, you know how Ollie Ollie and Hotline Miami, like, whenever you die or mess up, you instantly get right back into it and can continue your journey? Like,
absolutely.
This game has that same aspect. You die, and you die really easily in this game. And it's just like you can hit retry right away, or you can go back to the main menu, switch characters or something. But you can just get right back into it. And if you find the character that you really like, there's really no reason to continue going to the main menu. And I would see myself just playing for hours and like, oh my gosh, I just got to make it past this level. I just got to make it past this level. So I need to play some more of it. I had like this addiction, but then I got a game I'll mention in a second. But before that, I also played a little bit of Towerfall Ascension. I wanted to try that out, see how it played, and I don't know if I'm the biggest fan of it. It's okay. It would be better probably if I had someone to play that game with, but I don't.
Speaking of which,
What?
Useful tidbit, if you have a PlayStation TV, that's 4-player local multiplayer. So you can hook up 4 controllers and play local multiplayer with that. That's pretty badass. But anyway, back to your storytelling.
I gotcha. Oh, that's a good thing to mention. Also, I played a little bit of Big Fest, although I'm getting really pissed off with it, Kyle. Getting real frustrated. So
why is that, Tyler?
When you get the game, you have like base songs, you know? Like they have a few songs that are just the base songs. Like, here you go, here's a handful of songs that are on the game. And then they're like, by the way, you can go download some other songs to add to your library. I'm like, this is pretty sweet. So I go download the songs, and then I go back to make my festival, and all the bass songs are gone except for the songs I downloaded. So I'm like, well, what the hell? One of these challenges requires me to use one of the more like bass songs. So I'm like, okay, let's just delete all these songs I have. So I deleted them all, and then it wouldn't let me delete them all, so I had to make sure I had one. So I was like, I'll just download one song then. So I had one song. I went to go do the festival again, and then I could only pick one song. I was like, what the hell happened to all my bass songs? So
either something glitched out, or they're setting shit up way wrong. That sounds like.
it pisses me off, and it honestly turned me off from the game. Like, if that's gonna be how I have to deal with shit, like, I figured like when you download a song, it would just add it to my library. And
which is logical.
Right.
That's what you would think happens, yeah.
And it doesn't. At least for me. And then I was like, maybe there's like a clear songs like button. Like maybe I can just clear everything back to default. And I don't know if I had looked hard enough, but I didn't find anything. So I just got really frustrated.
And re-download.
That's what I might have to do. I may like just upload my save or something and then retry and see what happens. But
and then sync the game to your PC or like PS3 or something, and then try and download songs. So you don't have to do it again and again and again.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where like I don't even know if it's worth going back into. I have no trophies on it, and the game is fun, which is pissing me off even more because like I have that itch. So I'm like, oh, I want to do this, but then
that's what makes it worth it, Tally.
I know. Anyways,
the fun factor. It's not just about the trophies. I know, like, I'm an avid trophy fan.
I know. It's not about the trophies. Like I said, the game is actually fun. It's just that whole problem is such a big turnoff that I don't even like have. Like, I think about playing the game and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's that problem, and instantly have no interest in playing the game again or now. So maybe I'll get back into it. Maybe I'm just wrong about something and someone will let me know. But regardless, I'm a little frustrated with that. But anyways, the game that I've been playing a ton of, like so much of, is The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, the game Kyle was mentioning, and I am really enjoying it. I have it for review, and I am just pushing through it because I love RPGs, and of course I would love to get this game reviewed out for you guys real quick. But of course, I want to finish it. I want to experience this entire thing, and I'm working on it. So I just got through Chapter 1. I'm probably a quarter of the way through Chapter 2, if I had to guess. Obviously, I've never played the game, so I don't really know how long each chapter is. But I'm just going off of stuff that's happening in Chapter 2 to kind of guess. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. I'm very interested on where the story's going, and I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I have it actually right now open on my Vita, and if Kyle's talking too long and boring the hell out of me, I'm going to be playing it. Anyways, there you go. That's what I've been playing. So let's jump into those reviews from the week. Like I said, we've been gone a week. We missed an episode, so we've got quite a bit here. So first up, we've got the game I was just talking about, Big Fest. It was reviewed by Charlie. He gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, Big Fest is a welcome addition to the Vita library, especially with the management sim genre criminally neglected on the handheld. The premise is simple and executed extremely well. The game will certainly get people hooked once they start playing, although for how long is a question that only time will tell, end quote. And yeah, right now, I don't agree with Charlie at all, with my experience, but that's just me. So, Kyle, what about you?
Well, I haven't played it, so I have no idea.
Well, I wish I could say you need to go play it, but I really am not happy with it, so I could care less if you play it or not. That's how I feel.
Alrighty then.
Next review, Kyle.
Alright, moving on. Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors was reviewed by Brad. He gave it a 3.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors is a beautiful arcade shooter that performs remarkably well on the PlayStation Vita. It's not short on content, and its thousands of levels will keep you busy for days. However, after a while, they start to outstay their welcome. Half the game is also crippled with a letterbox screen that makes the game difficult to see and hard to enjoy. But in the end, Darius Burst Chronicle Saviors remains a fantastic shooter, albeit a pricey one. End quote. So yeah, some decent praise, but yeah, the price is kind of ridiculous, especially when looking at, you know, the other games that you can get for very cheap that are awesome and are kind of like that. So I don't know. I don't know too much about this stuff. What about you, Tyler?
Yeah, I don't really know too much about this one myself, so it's not a style of game that I'm super interested in either. And now that I've got this, what I assume to be a pretty big RPG to review, I kind of just have no interest in anything else at the moment. So yeah, this one's not doing enough to grab me. I'm sorry.
All right, on to the next.
All right, next up we've got Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires. This was reviewed by Jenny, and she gave it a 3.4 out of 5, and she said, quote, Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires is a typically hack and slash with an empire management side. Newcomers might be slightly disinterested by the repetitive nature of the game, but fans of the genre will find that it packs quite a bit of content and has a lot of replay value, end quote. And if you've listened to this podcast, I'm pretty sure you know that Kyle and I are not too big of fans of this genre or series or anything, so
Musu with no boobs, me no want.
Exactly. So definitely read that review and figure out if that's something that interests you. So next up, Kyle.
All right, Phineas and Ferb, Dave Doofenshmirtz, which was reviewed by Liam, and he gave it a 2.6 out of 5, saying, quote, Phineas and Ferb, Dave Doofenshmirtz is a decent platformer which is sadly surrounded in repetitive and tedious gameplay. While it's nice to see a licensed game from an established franchise on the Vita, this one sadly fails to meet the sum of its parts, end quote. So, not very good, it seems. I know Tyler played SpongeBob, and it's looking like, of those two, which are, you know, based on established franchises that might be geared towards kids. SpongeBob is the one to get, even though it's kind of wonky.
SpongeBob's the only one with the platinum too.
There you go.
And it's very easy. Yeah. I'm very disappointed that I bought this game. I shouldn't have, but yeah, sometimes you gotta take one for the team. And I took
one right in the brain.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyways, next up we've got Bastion. This was reviewed by Paul. He gave it a 4.5 out of 5, and he says, quote, vibrant, colorful, and beautiful all around. Bastion is easily one of the most accomplished indie games that I have ever played. With an enchanting story, great weapons, and lots to keep you playing for some time, it is one of my favorite games ever, let alone on the Vita, end quote. So there's some very high praise for Bastion there. Kyle and I have both been playing it. I'm enjoying it. I haven't had much time to play much of it lately, but it sounds like Kyle's played a bit of it. So Kyle, how are you feeling about it? You agree with this?
I completely agree with Paul's sentiment. 4.5 out of 5, completely agree. We're in line with this one completely.
That's good. Yeah, I would agree. I haven't played too much of it to really throw out a number, but yeah, so far it's seeming like a really good game, so I have nothing to argue other than
my only complaint is that I want more.
Oh, well, that's a good complaint. Maybe sometimes.
Indeed.
Sometimes it's actually a bad thing that you didn't get.
Well, it's not I want more, like, it wasn't ridiculously short. It didn't outstay its welcome, but it seems like if there was more, I would have kept playing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, all right.
All right, then. Moving on. The last review is Handball 16. It was reviewed by Liam, and he gave it a 3.1 out of 5, saying, quote, Handball 16 is a worthwhile alternative to FIFA if you're missing a sports game on your Vita this year. It's not perfect, and there's certainly room for improvement. Handball 16 is difficult, addicting, and fun, but should have included online multiplayer as part of the package. End quote. So yeah, I don't know. Seems like he kind of likes it, but it's missing some stuff and it's not perfect. Which I guess we can say about pretty much all the sports games that have come to Vita.
Yeah, sadly.
Yeah.
However, the first FIFA was pretty good. I enjoyed it.
Well, when you're getting the first one, you're just like, oh my god, it's the first one.
True. Very true.
So, yeah, that definitely goes a long way.
Yeah, well, there you go. Those are the reviews. Quite a bit for you to ingest. Head to the site, read up what's up, and perhaps there's some games out there for you to pick up. But we've got some more games to talk about because we missed a week, so we've got a few releases here. So we'll start off with North America. We got Towerfall Ascension for $14.99, Summon Nights 5, which is a PSP title, for $30.99, and releasing today, we've got The Treasures of Montezuma 4, which is $4.99. The Legend of Heroes Trails of Cold Steel, $39.99. You should pick that one up. And Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star for $9.99. Kyle, what did the Europeans get?
All right, in Europe last week you got Red Game Without a Great Name for £3.99, €4.99 or 7.55 Australian dollars, and Royal Defense Invisible Threat for £4.99, €5.99 or 8.95 Australian dollars. This week you got Hatoful Boyfriend Holiday Star, which is £7.99, €9.99 or 14.95 Australian dollars. And Dynasty Warriors 8 Empires, which is out on the 23rd, and that's £32.99, €39.99 or 59.95 Australian dollars.
All right, Kyle, what are you getting? All of them?
Well, I'm supposed to be reviewing Hatoful Boyfriend, but I don't know what the hell's up with that recode, so
So it looks
yeah,
like you're just
I don't
gonna
know
have
what's
to
up with that.
take a bullet and buy it, right?
Yeah, maybe like right after Christmas, but I am completely broke right now.
How much is it again?
It's $10.
Oh, okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, not bad at all. It's just they caught me on the wrong side of the deals. I got what did I get? Oh, Areshika from the deals this week.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm crazy, and I actually bought the collector's edition of Trails of Cold Steel, even though I got a review copy. I figured I'd be a sport and support them for their awesomeness. Which, I actually wanted to mention something. When I went to GameStop to pick up my copy, there was so many of these like stacked up. I was like, people actually pre-ordered the Vita version of this? Like, there was like maybe 10 of them or so. I was very surprised and put a smile on my face, because normally there's like literally they have to like dig through the boxes, and like they pull out a rubber band of like 2 games stuck together, and they're like, this one's yours. And I'm like, oh man, only 2 people pre-ordered this game. That's sad. But it seems like people are very interested in getting Trails of Cold Steel on the Vita. So I just
Your Trails of Cold excited, Tyler.
Oh yeah, that's right. Anyways, sorry, I just thought I'd mention that because it put a smile on my face. But yeah.
Alrighty then.
and you, of course, you got Trails of Cold Steel, so you don't have to worry about getting that. What about Towerfall Ascension from the other week?
Yeah, it's not my kind of game, unfortunately.
No, that's all right. I understand. It's okay on. I got it for free because of PS4 or whatever. So I just downloaded it, but yeah. Other than that, I don't really care too much about Hatoful Boyfriend, the next one, because I haven't even played the first one yet. I've been too busy, and okay, Kyle, if I'm going to play another visual novel, I've got to play Steins Gate. I was so excited for that, and I have not fucking played anything of that.
I still don't have that one either.
Yeah, it's depressing. Like, I'm just like, oh my god. And then with like Danganronpa 3 and stuff like that, it's like, things are coming. Things are coming.
I'm gonna jam all these games in, Tyler. You watch me.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, you know what's up. So let's get into the news. We've got a few here. We missed, obviously, we've been mentioning it before. We missed last week, so a little bit here. But we when I say we, Kyle did some work to shorten things up a bit, so it's not going to be too long. So let's get right into it. So first up, this week's edition of Jump Magazine has a few new details on One Piece Burning Blood, including a release date. Burning Blood launches April 21st in Japan and will cost 6,800 yen. In addition, the magazine reveals that Gear 4th Luffy will be a playable character, just one of the many special characters who have been revealed in the past weeks. One Piece Burning Blood doesn't have a Western release date yet, but it does have a window of 2016. Stay tuned for more information on the game as it's released. And there's more. A new first print bonus has also been revealed. The latest game in the One Piece series isn't set to release in Japan until spring next year, but Bandai Namco have revealed that an Anison Sound edition will also be released for Vita and PS4. In this edition of the game, 21 tracks from the One Piece series will be available to listen to during the game's battles. It will cost 9,800 yen on Vita and 10,600 yen on PS4. Check out the box art for both PS Vita versions below, so you'll have to go to the site if you want to check that out. Further details were also announced regarding first print bonuses. For One Piece Burning Blood, there will be a DLC to give characters Gear 4th Luffy. This is basically the Luffy you know and love in his Gear 4th form. You can play in this form from the beginning right through to the very end. Japan will get One Piece Burning Blood on April 21st, 2016, with a Western release scheduled for some point in 2016. Cyrilim, the turn-based RPG from Thylacine Studios, has been given an official release date. The game will launch February 9th on Vita in North America, but the game is unable to come to European territories according to iPlay PS Vita. We reached out to Thylacine Studios to clarify, and they said, quote, "The process of submitting our game to PlayStation turned out to be much longer and more tedious than we ever expected," said Zach Burtok, founder of the studio. Quote, "We first contacted Sony back in May 2015, and we've been working on the PlayStation release almost every day since then. There's a lot of paperwork involved, such as registering the product through multiple PlayStation services, setting up store metadata, and then there's the QA process." He continues on, "Our original release date was September 8th, which was then pushed back to December 15th, and now February 2016. We ended up having no time to even think about launching in the European region. Everything I mentioned above would need to be done all over again, as the North American and European stores operate independently from each other. End quote. Oh God, why can I not read? That's because it's a typo. Pertok did reveal that Thylacine is also currently working on a sequel, and that they are focusing on bringing that to North America, Europe, and maybe even Asia when it releases. In the Cyrilim, you fight against and use monsters as you battle through randomly generated dungeons. You have a castle, which can be upgraded, and a wide array of crafting abilities to improve your monsters. On top of that, the game boasts an absence of a level cap, meaning you can continuously level up. Next up, a limited physical edition of Estival Versus is heading to North America, boasting a tiny bit more oomph than its predecessor, Let's Get Physical Limited Edition. Kyle and I are getting it. Right?
Yes, we are.
Yeah. I still gotta finish Senran Kagura not Estival Versus, that's this one. I'm blanking on its name right now. Kyle, help me out.
Shinobi versus
That's
Tyler.
the one. Yeah, I need to finish that. Anyways, Exceed has announced a limited physical release edition for their upcoming Senran Kagura Estival Versus localization, and it's no slouch as it packs a little extra when compared to Exceed's last Senran Kagura physical release on Vita. The Endless Summer limited edition is set to come with an art book featuring artwork from the series, a 2-disc soundtrack, and a randomly chosen set of 2.5-inch by 3.5-inch collectible pin-up cards featuring a selection of ladies from one of the Estival Versus playable factions. While it may not sound like much to have introduced the additional item of randomly chosen pin-up cards, they may have just started a flurry they weren't prepared to deal with as people look to collect them all. Which girls are you hoping for in your pack? And Kyle definitely wants Katsuragi. Insert Kyle saying, "Oh yeah."
This is a drain, Tyler. Drain. So I was trying to be quiet.
That's alright.
Like,
I set you up and then you let me down. That's alright. Canadians, they do that. Anyway, Senran Kagura Estival Versus coming to North America in Q1 2016. The limited Endless Summer physical release priced at $49.99, and the digital release only $10 cheaper at $39.99. Pre-orders available now. I should probably do that. I should have done that at GameStop today because I was just there. Whoops. And Kyle's listening to a train. Choo choo. He is listening to a train.
I was hoping it would be gone by this time, but it's not. Right. Moving on after that train debacle, Weekly Famitsu, courtesy of Jamatsu, had an interview with new Danganronpa V3's Kazutaka Kodaka, the game's director and creator of the series. Kodaka revealed that when deciding whether to make a sequel or a new title, Spike Chunsoft decided upon both, and there was divided opinion in the studio. The V in V3 stands for victory, and the game will have the same flow as past titles, though production is on another level. Additionally, Kodaka revealed some of the gameplay aspects of V3, including 2 new modes, Panic Debate and Scrum Debate. Scrum Debate divides the debate into 2 sides with 2 different opinions on the events. Scrum Debate is something Spike Chunsoft plans on revealing info on later. Meanwhile, the studio is adding lie bullets, where you'll need to fabricate one to defeat your opponent. Sounds interesting. The social aspect has also changed. Instead of socializing with one classmate, you can now go out and converse with several. Finally, Kodaka teased the main character and location of the killing game. He said that 3 characters in the main visual are 3 of the 10 who will take part in the killing game, though he won't reveal who is the main protagonist. The game will take place in a school surrounded by a cage, which sits within a garden along with a hotel. Odd. Anyway, new Danganronpa V3 is set to release 2016 in Japan. Next up, the latest issue of Jump magazine in Japan has revealed the 3rd continent for the upcoming Minecraft-esque Dragon Quest builders. The new lava-filled continent is named Myra and is named after one of the key towns in the original Dragon Quest title. Players will be encouraged to traverse this particular area using minecarts, which come in various different materials including wood and iron. Obviously, you're not going to want to use wood in yeah, no. Anywho, players will also have to be vigilant when exploring this area, as it is home to some powerful fire-based enemies. Yeah, see, there you go. Who will be sure to wreak havoc. Dragon Quest Builders is set for January 28, 2016 launch in Japan, with many of us here on the team hoping for a localization announcement. Me kinda too. And we'll keep you updated if such an announcement is made. Next up, some not so good news. Not so good news, Tyler.
Wah.
I'm throwing to you and you're completely ignoring me. Anyway,
I said meh.
let's move on. Nah, we'll move on. You don't need to talk. Anywho, the Vita port of the Banner Saga, a Viking... Oh, really? This guy fired. Anywho, going on with this news, now that I've been so rudely interrupted twice, once by Tyler. Are you done yet?
I'm waiting. We're all waiting.
The Vita port of the Banner Saga, a Viking-themed RPG from a trio of indie game developers formerly of BioWare, has been put on indefinite hold. The news was revealed via developer Stoic Games' official website, where technical developer John Watson published a forum post detailing the issues they had experienced in bringing their critically acclaimed title to consoles. In the post, Watson goes into detail regarding the initial company who were employed to port the game to PS4 and Xbox One. This company then employed further programmers to work on the PlayStation Vita port, and after a lot of personal turnover, this company folded in May 2015, with Stoic losing a lot of money in the progress. Luckily, they were able to find a new porting company who picked up where the previous company had left off. Starting in August of this year, this project was eventually finished in 4 months. Unfortunately, it is bad news for Vita owners, with Watson going on to say, quote, "We have had to put the PlayStation Vita port on the back burner. I've been excited about the Vita port since day one, and I would love to see the Banner Saga running on my own Vita. The realities, however, of a very small team and a limited budget put an immutable check on the speed of our progress. Stoic is composed of only 4 full-time internal team members, all of which are currently working 100% on Banner Saga 2. Our initial budget for porting to PS Vita has been burned by essentially having to pay twice for the console ports. Once we can recover the substantial cost of initial console porting, we can consider our strategy to move forward with Vita." End quote. The team are currently working on a sequel and have stated that the initial port has been completed for consoles. The second game in the series will be able to make the jump much quicker. For now, though, it seems like we'll have to wait we'll have to get our Viking battling gaming enjoyment from elsewhere. Never mind waiting. So yeah, not good.
Nope, but I've got plenty to play, so I'm just gonna just sit in silence and be upset quietly.
And play Trails over there.
That's right.
And interrupt me.
Yep. Anyways.
Yeah.
Next up. Bandai Namco have announced that Gundam Breaker 3 will be coming to the PlayStation Vita in Japan next year. A follow-up to the 2013's Gundam Breaker and 2014's Gundam Breaker 2, the game is an action game where you do battle using Gundam plastic models with the aim to break enemy mobile suits' body parts. Developed by Crafts and Meister, Gundam Breaker 3 will release in 2016. Mojang and 4J Studios are about to launch a huge new update for Minecraft that will add new features, animals, blocks, and biomes. The update, titled Patch 1.22, was submitted to Sony for certification earlier this week and is live as we speak, bringing near parity between the Vita and PC versions of the game, only a few items missing from the mix. The update includes new items, new blocks, new mobs, new biomes, updated features, a new landscape feature in the Ocean Monument, new enchantments, and the following bug fixes and changes. Sheep now drop mutton when they die, arrow decelerate much more quickly underwater and extinguish if on fire. Most mobs can now swim, skeletons flee from wolves, creepers, skeletons, wither skeletons, and zombies drop their heads when killed by charged creepers. Spiders no longer see players through solid blocks. Babies' growth can be accelerated by feeding them. Fix for players adding additional layers above the maximum height and super flat. Added flint and steel and fire charge sound effects when igniting blocks. Updated audio for cows and mushrooms. Updated audio for minecarts. Created a new tutorial world. Around 143 megabytes, this one won't set you back too much space, so get to downloading. Fans of the Dusk trilogy of Atelier games will no doubt be familiar with Nio Altolga. She is the younger sister of Atelier Aisha. In Atelier Aisha, the Alchemist of Dusk, Neo only had a supporting role, but in the latest game, you will be able to control her in battle. In battle, Neo will prove to be quite a bit of help. Not only can she deal damage with special attacks, but she can also use abilities that remove negative status ailments from allies, revive and heal fallen allies, protect party members, and she can also boost their stats. As well as this, Atelier Aisha and Logi Plus will have brand new event scenes inspired by the Aisha and Logi anime, which released in Japan to celebrate developer Gust's 20th anniversary. The new scenes will show more details about Aisha and Logi's relationship, and will reveal a secret story that was not available in previous versions of the game. There will also be some brand new, more challenging missions and boss enemies. Gust has been working hard at incorporating Vita-specific features into the game alongside minor balancing fixes to help create a more level gaming experience. The Vita version will include all DLC from the PlayStation 3 versions as well as new costumes. Atelier Aisha and Logi Plus is set to release digitally on January 19th in North America and a day later in Europe. A limited physical edition is available via NIS America's online store.
Alright, moving on. Famitsu's preview of Sphere of Influence, Sengoku Rishuden has enlightened us a bit with some details on the title alongside its announcement, filling in a few blanks, like why. Nobunaga's ambition, Sphere of Influence, Sengoku Rishuden, is based on Sphere of Influence, but with a twist, allowing you to experience the life of a military commander for the first time. It takes the summer campaign of the Siege of Osaka, as depicted in the TV drama Sanada Maru, as its theme, building various scenarios and battle events to complement the idea. An interview with producer Kenichi Ogasawara revealed that the game was born from the want of fans to play as a military commander in Taiko Rishiden V, and was made a full-fledged title instead of DLC because they didn't want to dilute the concept. The idea is that you choose from one of 2,000 potential military commanders and then take on their life, looking to get them in power to either fulfill what you believe are their dreams, or to simply conquer all the lanes in your sight. The trick is that by taking on your life, you also take on their death, and when your time runs out, the game is over. Featuring both siege and naval battles, this one's definitely catering to its fans. In siege battles, you'll take on the stronghold of a castle, either taking on opposing forces with cannons, or waiting for reinforcements depending on your predicament. As for naval battles, you'll see them fought by recognizable military commanders and in proper naval fashion. Nobunaga's Ambition, Sphere of Influence, Sengoku Rishiden is set to launch March 24th in Japan, priced at 7,800 yen. Next up, really good news. Bandai Namco Entertainment has just announced the Western localization of two of the most requested PlayStation Vita titles ever. Coming to us as a pair now that they've both been released in Japan, just as I predicted on this podcast. God Eater Resurrection and God Eater 2 Rage Burst are officially headed to Western shores sometime in the future, with release dates and even release windows yet to be disclosed.
Woo!
Yes, very much so. Here's the official description of the titles via the PlayStation blog announcement. Quote, set in the early 2050s, unknown life forms called oracle cells have begun their uncontrolled consumption of all life on Earth. The ravenous appetite of the oracle cells, coupled with their remarkable adaptability, quickly turn these once harmless cells into earth-shattering monsters known as the Aragami. Humanity's last hope for survival now rests in the hands of individual elite Aragami hunters known as God Eaters. End quote. We've yet to receive any further information regarding the localization of the series, but we'll be sure to keep you informed if we do, as always. God Eater Resurrection and God Eater 2 Rage Burst are officially coming to Western shores sometime down the line. And along with the amazing news that the God Eater series will be coming our way, Bandai Namco also announced the localization of a Gundam title, albeit one outside their main line. The mech piloting title Mobile Suit Gundam Extreme Versus Force has been officially announced for Western localization, though we haven't got the foggiest idea about the details on this one either. It was announced in a fairly brief post by Bandai Namco Entertainment's community specialist David Lee the other morning, though he didn't have too much to say about the title. Pilot legendary mobile suits and take on missions from various scenarios, from Mobile Suit Gundam to Mobile Suit Gundam Universal Century, and fast-paced 2 versus 2 gameplay to a large and more strategic team battles. We know many of you have been asking us to release more Gundam titles out in the West, and we're happy to bring out the latest in Gundam Versus series exclusively for PS Vita. Quite on the subject or not, however, I'm sure Gundam fans and fans of games like this in general are happy to hear that they can get their hands on a proper English copy, whatever form that may take. We'll have more news for you as this one develops, but for now, are you guys excited or what? I know I am, and Tyler is. Right, Tyler?
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
All right, we got some tidbits here. They're pretty quick, short little things, so we'll get right through them. We're just going to switch off back and forth. So, first up, Digimon World Next Order is getting Digimon appearances from Alphamon, Agumon, Belphamon, and Shingreymon, as well as a release date of March 17th in Japan and a cost of 7,344 yen.
5PB's Chiyomaru Shakura has announced on Twitter that Steins Gate Zero's first day sales passed the 100,000 unit mark in Japan, noting, quote, for an adventure game, that's quite the achievement, end quote.
Falcom has announced that in development Ys title will be called Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana and will be released in Japan next year. It will be set on Siren's Island, an archipelago of South Korea in the Kowath Sea, and will have a drifting village base which you can develop throughout the game by gathering castaways.
A few weeks back, Devolver Digital asked if you wanted to discuss Downwell on PS4 and Vita, but now it seems that things may well have progressed farther than a basic discussion, as a second tweet has appeared showing the game running on the handheld vertically. Though this certainly is an announcement, things are looking pretty promising.
Bandai Namco has also announced SD Gundam G Generation Genesis, which will feature over 650 playable Gundam units and will include characters from the entire Gundam series spanning 36 games.
D3 Publisher has announced Bullet Girls 2, a third-person shooter which contains naughty interrogation scenes, is coming to Vita. Bullet Girls 2 is set to release in Japan on April 21st, 2016, and while the first didn't come over, it's not impossible that this one could, though it might take a bit of censoring to get it here.
5PP has announced that they're going to bring their visual novel game Psycho Pass Mandatory Happiness to Japan in the spring. No further details have been given. but the title is based on the anime manga series about a dystopian future where thoughts are monitored for personality traits, warning signs, and other indicators of unstable behavior by an omnipresent sensor force.
A 284 megabyte demo for Miracle Girls Festival, a rhythm game similar to Hatsune Miku, is now available on the PlayStation Store in Japan. The game is a collaboration of several different anime franchises and features 47 different anime characters.
Bandai Namco has announced that Summon Night 6 Lost Borders will launch in Japan on March 10th, 2016 for 7,344 yen, with the limited edition available for 10,584 yen. The limited edition comes with a soundtrack CD, a premium art book, and a downloadable theme. First print copies of the game will also allow player to download a summon named Oyakata.
Square Enix has announced that a remake of the Super Famicom game Romancing Saga 2 will be releasing in Japan this winter for Vita and will feature the same look it sported 20 years ago. There will, however, be a few changes: new character appearances, backgrounds, battle graphics, and both class and original dungeon from the 2010 mobile edition.
Sega have revealed that Yuki and Lin of Sword Art Online fame will be available to download in Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition from December 25th, 2015, and if you're lucky enough to grab them before January 31st, 2016, you'll be able to get them free.
Everyone likes free.
Yeah.
Next up, 3 new guest characters are coming to World of Final Fantasy, according to Weekly Jump magazine. The new confirmations were Yuna from Final Fantasy X and voiced by Mayuko Aoki, Ferris from Final Fantasy V and voiced by Rie Tanaka, and Charlotta from Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time and voiced by Marina Inoue.
Marvelous have released some new DLC for the Japanese version of Senran Kagura Estival Versus, featuring a new character first introduced in 3DS game Senran Kagura 2 Deep Crimson. Final DLC character Naruka will set Japanese fans of the series back 650 yen. However, if you buy her before January 4th, you'll be able to buy her for a much cheaper 350 yen. For those interested, there's also an option to buy both Kagura and Naraku together for 1,000 yen. And that's it. That's the news, Kyle.
That is the news, Tyler.
Well, alright.
So, yeah, moving out of the news and into talking points. What are some announced or released games we're looking forward to from the week, Tyler?
Oh, man. God Eater, Kyle.
So much.
God Eater's coming.
I played that demo, and even though I played Burst, which was the PSP title.
Yeah.
And I was like, eh. And then I played the demo of Resurrection on the Japanese store.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is pretty good, even though I can't tell what the hell is going on. So, I'm pretty excited, man.
Yeah, good. So yeah, of course that. The Dragon Quest builders, of course, I'm down for that. I'm always good to hear some more about that. I just want it over here, so let's get it on over here. Danganronpa 3, of course. Yeah, buddy. All about that. All about that. Other than that, there's not too much going on that's really grabbing me right at the moment. Of course, Senran Kagura Estival Versus, I've got to grab that limited edition before they go away, because I think there's very little stock of the other one, but I'm pretty sure you could probably still get that if you really wanted to. I don't know if they ever sold out of that, but anyways, not the point. What about you, Kyle?
There's quite a few that I'm interested in. One Piece Burning Blood. I still have to get to the other ones, but it's definitely getting higher and higher on my list, so I will definitely get there. And these games just look so good. They have such good production quality. I don't know. I want to play them. Senran Kagura Estival Versus, of course, and Danganronpa V3. Both are looking amazing from what we've seen so far, and big fans of the series. Also, we have God Eater, which we mentioned. Both of those I'm looking forward to. Digimon World Next Order, even though we haven't got story over here yet, and they haven't announced it for over here, I am looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that they bring it over here. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Steins Gate Zero as well. That 100,000 units on its opening day is badass, and I would love to see it over here, especially since we are looking forward to playing the first one, and a lot of people who've played it liked it.
Yeah.
He's 8. That's awesome that it finally has a name. I think it was originally supposed to come out this year. They were talking, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, hopefully it comes next year at least.
Yeah.
Bullet Girls 2, if that comes west, I'd probably get it. But I don't know. It's one of those things that looks kind of cool, but I wouldn't import it. I really want Valkyrie Drive, and I still can't bring myself to import that yet.
Yeah.
And Dengeki Bunko Fighting Climax Ignition. I want to get Fighting Climax, but if they bring Ignition over, I'll just skip that one, so they should do that.
Well, of course they'll get the other one over, and then... Wait, I'm blanking out right now. The first one already is out over here, right?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. Just ignore me.
So that's all, Tyler. That's enough.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
Moving on. All right, moving on to our next thing here. As usual, when it happens, we recount the PlayStation Store top downloads. I usually do it, but I don't want to, so Tyler, go ahead.
Okay, well, let's get into it. For North America, we've got the top 10. Number 1, good old Persona 4 Golden. 2, Sword Art Online Hollow Fragment. 3, J-Star's Victory vs. Plus. 4, Dragon Ball Z Battle of Z. 5th place is Minecraft. 6th place is Sword Art Online Lost Song. Then we've got Super Star Wars in 7th. 8th place is Hyperdimension Neptunia Rebirth 3 V Generation. And in 9th, we've got Hyperdimension Neptunia U Action Unleashed. And taking 10th, we've got Amnesia Memories. For Europe, the funneled European list. Here we go. Assassin's Creed 3 Liberations takes first, Little Big Planet second, Unit 13 third, Need for Speed Most Wanted fourth, Killzone Mercenary fifth, Persona 4 Golden sixth, Uncharted Golden Abyss seventh, Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars PSP game is eighth, Minecraft in ninth, Soul Sacrifice Delta 10th, 11th Dragon's Crown, 12 Worms Revolution Extreme, Sonic All-Stars Racing Transform takes 13th, Sword Art Online Lost Song takes 14th, Wipeout 2048 15th, PlayStation All-Stars Battle Royale 16th, in 17th, we've got Lunar Silver Star Harmony. Never even heard of that one. And I just am gone, I guess. Persona 4 Dancing All Night takes 18th. Steins Gate in 19th. And in 20th, Asphalt Injection. What is going on in Europe?
Yeah, it was definitely a month that was dominated by sales and discounts.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's very, very clear. But yeah, what do you think about that, Kyle? Just another typical month, I guess.
It kind of sucks that Lost Song was so far down both lists, especially when Hollow Fragment was above it on, I think, was it both lists?
Yeah, it was. Well, I don't know if it was on both lists, but I know it was above
only,
it.
Only on our list. On North America's list, it was above it. It's not even on the other list. So yeah, that's kind of crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it's really interesting. But hey, at least people are getting those games, right?
Very true. And I guess, like, it's kind of understandable because, like, they were touting it as a very different game, and I guess if it's a very different game, it might not be something that these people would like, so...
That's very true.
There you go.
Yeah, well, alright, that's the next thing. Kyle, what do we got here? Christmas holiday help? What's going on?
Alright, so if you have any problems with any games, you're looking for multiplayer matches, you get some new stuff, and you don't know how to hook it up, whatever. If it's regarding Vita, tweet at us, either at the Vita Lounge or at me at Teflon Tactics. I'll be around all holidays to help, so yeah, if you guys need help, let us know. I don't know if Tyler is going to be around or wants to help or even cares about you people, but I'm sure, you know.
If you send me a tweet and I notice it, I'll definitely do what I can or point you in the right direction.
So if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, we'd have nothing.
What the hell is that? Is that some like Canadian thing?
Sure, we'll go with that.
Well, alright.
Alright, so there you go. Tyler might help you if he kind of notices and likes you enough and blah, blah, blah.
Like some butts and peanuts and nuts. What?
Nothing. Never mind. Moving on. So, just a couple other things I wanted to note. First of all, there is a 2016 video set that just went up on the Lounge Play channel. Basically, it's not all, but I wanted to give you guys a sampler of what's coming next year. So I put together 4 videos that basically act as like amalgamation trailers for all the games that are coming. There's about 39 games across the 4 trailers, and they're all pretty awesome ones that are supposed to be coming in 2016. So if you're looking to see what's coming up next year, there's some good stuff there, as well as you can always check our lists on the site. So yeah. Also, we have a new article that's up on the site on the PlayStation TV, which I just did, and that's basically 8 ways to fix the PlayStation TV for the players. So there's a lot of things that are wrong with the PlayStation TV, but I wanted to kind of go through some of the stuff that, it would fix a lot of our problems without causing a lot of problems for other people, I guess we'll say, including Sony, because obviously they don't want to lose money. So I tried to think of things that would be beneficial for everybody. And without going into detail, I'll just read them off here. First of all, change the whitelist to a no warning list. So basically have the games that are on it not warn you, and the ones that are not on it warn you that maybe they won't work right, instead of just not working at all, because that sucks ass. Remove the use Wi-Fi and power save mode option and disable it permanently, because it ruined your Wi-Fi connection, and that's bad. Remove the featured tab, because everybody hates that friggin' thing. It's the devil. 2 things regarding the DualShock 4. First, enable the DualShock 4's headset port. It would get a lot more gamers online and being able to talk back and forth if they could, do it without getting a Bluetooth setup that works with the PlayStation TV. That's kind of a pain in the ass, and it's why, you're not getting more videos from me that are online. Also, enable the DualShock 4's touchpad for touch interface by default, without needing to have the L3, R3 enabled. I always click those by accident, and they do things sometimes, and it's not good. Also, there are too many options in the PlayStation button menu. They need to remove some. They need to bring back the profiles to memory card only. They used to be there on firmware 1.8 and back, which was quite a long time ago. But they need to go back like that, because having them, locked to the system is kind of a pain in the ass. And speaking of limiting their market, which they're doing by doing that, they also need to up the console per account limit. So right now, PSTV is bundled in with, I believe, PSP and Vita. They all count as, part of the same pool, and you can only have 3. So if you have, a Vita and a PSTV, or a Vita and a PSTV and a PSP, good luck getting something else and, getting it all hooked up and stuff, right? Because there's no room on the pool. So basically it needs its own pool. Then people could fill their house with PS TVs and not have to move their console around ever, which is good, right, Tyler?
Of course.
Tyler's over there playing Trails of Cold Steel because he doesn't have a PS TV.
Exactly.
So yeah. Anywho, those are just some kind of things we wanted to mention and talk about. So yeah, let's move on to listener mail, Tyler.
All right, let's do that. We've got a bit of a long one here first, so let's get right into it then. Hey guys, just listened to episode 105 and heard my impressions, so Tyler's impressions of PSX. I also attended PSX, but didn't hear about any impressions of the games that were there that are coming to Vita, but were only playable on PS4 on the show floor. I just wanted to point out that there were a ton. I tried out Darkest Dungeon, Salt and Sanctuary, Y2K. God damn it, Salt and Sanctuary was a game I wanted to play and I totally forgot it was there. Motherfucker. Moon Hunters, Death Tales, and Assault Android Cactus. Just wondering, did Tyler happen to try any of these? Impressions, favorites, Assault Android Cactus is my surprise of the show. So much fun. I'm dubious though, how they're going to get it all that bullet hell on such a small screen. There's a lot of stuff going on. I agreed that Severed was the game of the show. It was cool that they had 4 Vitas, but I just wish they had one of them set up with the TV out, kind of like how Actil and IFI had their games on Vita, but showing on monitors as well. Instead of passerbys just seeing people swipe madly at their screens, they could have more easily seen the oh god, here we go. Intricacies. Kyle, help me out.
Intricacies.
There we go. Intricacies of the gameplay. By the way, what the hell kind of Vitas did Actil and IFI have that had a TV out? Thanks guys for the great podcast, Gary H. at Huss Not Huff on Twitter. So, let's answer some questions here. As for Darkest Dungeon, Sultan Sanctuary, I totally forgot that those were even there and didn't even play them. I did play Y2K, Moon Hunters, and Assault Android Cactus. I played those at PAX. Yeah, at PAX Prime. So if you want to see my impressions of those, I'm pretty sure they were the same builds as PAX Prime. You can head out to my 2015 PAX Prime impressions and figure out what I thought of those. But yeah, I goofed. I made some goofs. I missed some stuff that I really shouldn't have. I walked around everywhere and I probably just was like, there, but there, and didn't even notice. So I apologize for that. But yeah, Assault Android Cactus was pretty fun. It was pretty hectic though, so I do agree with you, like, it's going to be very interesting if they can pull it off on the Vita, but hey, more power to them. As for Severed and their TV out stuff, or Actil and IFI, I'm pretty sure those games were also PS4, so I don't know if they're having actual Vitas, like, TV outs. I believe they were PS4 games. I could be wrong. If not, they have developer Vitas that have TV outs. So just know that the dev kit Vitas have TV outputs, if you're curious. So if you got like 10 grand to drop down, you can go get one from Sony. Right, Kyle? I think it's like 10 grand.
I don't know how much it is. You either need a vertical slice of a game you're making or lots of money.
Yeah, so just buy a flippin' Capture Vita from Japan. It's like $500 and you can plug it into your computer screen. So, or you just get a PlayStation TV, right, Kyle?
That's right. If only everything worked.
Yeah.
Womp womp.
I mean, hey, some stuff works. But yeah, am I missing anything? Am I missing anything from what he just said? My favorites from the ones I tried from PAX probably would be Y2K. I love RPGs, and that game is super colorful and looks super exciting, and I love how their attacks are like mini games. So it's really weird to explain, but it looks super exciting, and I could just see it looking very, very beautiful on the Vita screen. So I'm looking forward to that one coming. So yeah, there you go. Thanks, Gary, for listening to the podcast. Kyle, do you have anything to say to that?
Nope. I just wanted to confirm that the Vitas with the TV out, definitely developer Vitas. Those guys would have them, and using them on the show floor is just kind of easier.
Right. So yeah, there you go. Next one, Kyle, read it away.
All right, this one's from Jamie8 at BitForever on Twitter, and they ask, handheld version of LEGO Adventures is rumored to be 1-to-1 with the console version. Could Vita version see increased sales? Well, could it, Tyler? Could it?
See, I don't think it's going to be enough to be super noticeable, but I could potentially see it. Like, I mean, whenever you read a review, a lot of, like, the last game I reviewed of LEGO was Jurassic World, or was it Jurassic? Yeah, Jurassic World, and it definitely wasn't the console version, but it was still a fun game. So yeah, I mean, if it's 1-to-1 to the console version, then you can say that in that review, like, hey, if you're looking for the console version of the game, you can now get it on the Vita. I'm sure some people would jump on that, and instead of being like, well, I'm not going to get it on the Vita this year, I'm going to get it back on the PS4 again, because that's the better version, blah, blah, blah. But now that they can possibly, rumored, get the exact same version on the go, then yeah, I could totally see it boosting a little bit of sales. For me, I'm definitely eyes wide open, like, oh my god, this better be true. I'm so excited. I love LEGO games, and if it's 1-to-1 console, I'm all over that crap. And I still loved the Jurassic World LEGO game, and it definitely wasn't 1-to-1, but they they made a good game. So yeah, I definitely think it could increase them, but I don't know if it'd be noticeable enough to warrant like them saying something. So I don't know if we'd ever know. Kyle?
Yeah, I think this is one of those things where if they can get the word out, yes. If they can't, then it probably won't matter.
Right. The people that have already got Lego games and been burned by the terrible ones on the Vita may not be coming back, ever.
Yeah, especially if they're not people like us who read the Vita Lounge.
Right. So if you have friends that have Vitas and they love the Lego games and this is true, then let them know. We are the voice now, people. We always kind of have been. So yeah. Thank you, Jamie, for your question. Let's get into the next one. This is from Crazy Tunez on Twitter at RainGuzman, RaineguzMan. And they ask, PlayStation Vita predictions on 2016? Kyle, what's going to happen in 2016?
I predict that Xseed brings Xanadu west.
Oh, boy.
Kyle has spoken. Now that my God Eater prediction has come true.
All right. Someone write it down. Someone remind us when it's this same time, 2016, and it either has or hasn't happened. Let us know. Is that your only prediction, or are you just going to leave it at one?
Let me think. You go.
Oh, man. I don't even really know if I have one.
Come on, Tyler. Bust something out so you can be wrong.
Oh, man. Okay. You know, no, it's not right, so I'm not even going to say it. I really don't even know. Like, I'm everything I've thought of, like every conference that I've thought of has always been wrong. It disappoints me. So I don't want to say something and then just be wrong again and just be like, ugh. But, man. I really don't even have one. There's a lot we already know that's coming in 2016 that I would like totally say as predictions if I hadn't known about them. Like Attack on Titan, if it hadn't been announced, I'd be like, man, I would really want that or something. But you know, it's difficult. It's difficult, Kyle. Like I want to say Gravity Rush 2 is gonna come to the Vita.
You know, after seeing how bad it did on PlayStation 4 in Japan, it's possible. I wouldn't have said it before, but remastered has, like, well, not, like, bad, but, like, it didn't do well compared to what I think they thought they were going to get out of it. And it seems like the only way that they could kind of recoup things would be to bring it to Vita. So I don't know.
There we go. That's what I'm sticking with.
That'd be nice, but I don't know, man. That'd be a lot of work after they were like, nope, we aren't doing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, fingers crossed. Like I said, I played the remastered at PSX, and I didn't like it at all. But I've also heard other people that said, it's Gravity Rush on a bigger screen, it's so pretty, it's so fun to play. I'm just like, what the hell were you playing? Yes, it looks pretty.
You never know. Maybe they had, like... You know how when you kind of like something and then you get to like touch something that's new of that thing for like 5 minutes and you're like, oh, this is the best thing ever. And it hasn't worn off yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe it's that.
Maybe. Anyways, there we go. Gravity Rush 2. It's going to make it to Vita.
We hope.
Yeah, we can hope.
We doubt it.
Yeah. Kyle's prediction is definitely safer and probably more accurate because Xseed is just making bank right now.
Yes, they are.
They're working hard, and I love them. We need to get them on the show sometime, Kyle, and just, like, praise them.
We praise them anyway, but yeah, it would be nice to have them on here.
They'd probably get creeped out.
Probably like, these dudes, they love us, man. They're gonna, like, touch us inappropriately.
Kyle, you just be breathing heavy. You'd be like, more boobs. More boobs.
Maybe, Tyler, maybe.
All right. Well, anyways.
Don't give it away. Now you're going to ruin it if they ever come on.
Yeah, well, if anyone from Xseed listens to this show, get in touch with us. We'd love to get in touch with you. Was that too far?
You always go a little too far.
All right. Anyways, there you go. Thank you, Crazy Tunas, for sending your question in. Let's go to check this out. It's something that I have to recommend, and I'm gonna recommend Super Meat Boy. It's on sale. It's like $7 if you have PlayStation Plus, $10 if you don't. It's a really fun game. It's really flipping hard, but if you like challenging games, then I would highly recommend picking this one up. I don't know what Kyle's opinion is on it, but I think you should get it.
I don't really have an opinion, but I do have an opinion about something else, and I don't usually do this, but I'm going to interject with my own. And my own, check this out, is
Party
if you got
foul.
to spare $5 or $4.80 actually, you should pick up Proteus and Duke Nukem 3D for Vita in North America. I've played both myself, and they're both great. Tyler's played Duke Nukem, and I don't know if he's played Proteus. I don't really care. So there you go.
All right.
You should get those.
Cool.
Plus, there's other good sales.
There is.
I
There's
can't
quite a
really
bit.
recommend other things, but there you go.
Yeah, it's the holidays. Christmas is right around the corner. Use that money for good. Buy some Vita stuff.
That is the best cause, Tyler.
It is. It's a cause for
Screw
applause.
those children and orphans.
Whoa.
Buy these games.
Whoa. All right. Careful now.
Not screw them, Tyler. Come on, get your mind
Well,
on go.
not like that. Jeez. Anyway.
I know we're just talking about XC, but come on.
let's get the hell out of this episode because it just took a dark turn.
It's all your fault.
Yeah. No.
I blame you.
No. This is all on you. Let's get out of here. Okay.
All right.
If you
Sounds
got
like
listener mail or comments, contact us via mediaservices@thevitalounge.net. You can find everything we talked about today at thevitalounge.net. The news, reviews, featured articles, store updates, podcast, a community forum, and a magazine, both digital and physical. You can support the site and get physical copies of the magazine via patreon.com/thevitalounge. You can follow us on Twitter. Actually, before I jump to the next thing, didn't our issue 8 just release?
It did.
All right, so yeah, definitely head on to Patreon. Check that out. Support us if you can. New magazine's up, ready for your eyes to ingest. So, you can follow us on Twitter at the Vita Lounge. I'm at Mr. PSVita Reviews. Kyle is at Teflon Tactics. We're also on Facebook. Just search the Vita Lounge. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/loungeplay. We have tons of videos going up. Kyle's working hard. He's got those previews up, so you definitely need to check out what's coming up for the new year and
Trails
whatnot.
video coming up.
Oh, yeah, buddy. All right, so there you go. This podcast is available on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, YouTube, and via direct download on the site. Subscribe to us, rate us, let us know how we're doing. There you go. That's the Vita Cast, episode 106. We're out of here.
Go play Trails, you fucking losers.
Whoa. Whoa!